Hi folks, Chief Meteorologist James Zahara here. You wouldn't know by looking outside that we actually have some big time rain coming and even some slushy snow. It's been a day of a lot of sunshine across the area. Temperatures responding nicely with widespread 40s across the board. Lower 40s in Savannah, Clinton, Sterling Rock Falls. Right now the warm spot actually in the Quad Cities around 48 degrees. But we have a lot of changes coming our way with this area of low pressure that I'll be tracking in our general direction. Already some good amount of rainfall coming in ahead of that system that will be pushing its way across the area tonight. But also we're going to have to deal with some snow and some wet, slushy snow for parts of the area, but not all. Been pretty consistent what we were talking about yesterday. Let's take a look at our future track here. 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can see the brighter colors here indicating some of the heavy rain that is anticipated to be developing later on tonight. Whereas the farther north and west as you go, some colder air aloft is sinking down and changing that steadier rain in the form of some wet, heavy snow. Now, as we go through the rest of our morning here, you can see that system really pulls its way off to the north and east as we get to about noon. So things will be tapering off as we get toward lunchtime, leave behind just a few broken clouds for the rest of the day. Now let's talk about the rainfall. And keep in mind, this is a system that is dragging with it Gulf moisture. Anytime you bring about Gulf moisture, you're going to get some pretty good rainfall. And we're still looking at an average about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches of rainfall across eastern Iowa and northwestern Illinois. We're going to take about 2/10 of that and actually turn it in the form of some snow. So here's a breakdown as far as snowfall. Pretty consistent from yesterday as well, where we're looking at maybe a solid inch, possibly 2, of some wet, slushy snow, especially on neighborhood streets and sidewalks. And then as you make your way more north and west, that's where the heavier snow will be expected, maybe 3-5 inches. Some local areas right along the Wisconsin-Illinois border and points northward could be seeing mounts even a little bit higher than that. So tomorrow morning, traveling more north and west, that's where things are going to be a problem. Combine all that and you're talking about temperatures in the upper 30s with areas farther south where we're looking at mainly rain, numbers generally in the lower 40s. And by the way, this system is going to have some wind with it, especially as we head toward tomorrow morning where we could be seeing those gusts over 30 miles an hour briefly by around midday or so going the early afternoon. And those same winds will continue at times as we head into about tomorrow night. Take a look at the 8-day outlook, which you can always check on our website at WQAD.com. Yeah, this system will give way to a pretty cold Friday, but temperatures rebound nicely going into next week, going into the weekend, and then next week, still looking at some really nice numbers with our next round of wet weather rolling in later on to Tuesday and Wednesday. To listen to our accurate forecast, all you have to do is go to our iHeartMedia stations and the over half dozen radio stations across the area get the latest on your Storm Track 8 forecast. For more weather information, go to our website. That is WQAD.com.